Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. So today we have a few very important things to talk about. Okay, number one, do you want me to stream more? Yes or no? I made a post on my YouTube channel. You can go to the post, I don't know, in German it's called Beiträge. You got to see for yourself. But some of you told me and asked me, even on Discord, said that you enjoyed my last stream. And maybe you guys want to, if we get like a few hundred, like 200-300 people enjoying or wanting me to do the streaming more, then I will oblige. Anyways, another thing. You guys were talking about that the last nerfing was horrendous, and I completely agree with that. I said that in my previous video, the nerfing and balancing was terrible. Now, I am sort of working on being part of their team. It is not as simple because communication is really difficult because I know how busy they are, but you might actually not believe it, but a lot of stuff that has been done in this game came from my ideas, my nerfing and balancing ideas, and my buffing ideas. It's not all of it, of course not. Most of it is going to be the developers, but there has been a few mix-ups. And I think since the last update, because the update suffered greatly from the nerf when it comes to the damage to the swords, it greatly suffered. The update itself was good. It was actually quite, very good. But the only thing that dragged it down tremendously was the nerfing. And also, I think Assassin needed to be buffed. The skills are kind of useless. They're cool to have, but they're kind of useless. And there's a lot of things that went wrong that shouldn't have gone wrong. So I sat down with Zoot, and we had a long talk. We wrote a lot of messages back and forth. And I showed him exactly what was wrong and how to fix it. And he had a very big community, well, not a community, but a developer conference, and he talked to everybody. And as state of now, they are reverting the nerf. So this is really important to know because I think if they continue the way they've been with the last two updates, now the updates itself are good. The core of the update is good, but the shell is bad. And many people are getting blinded by that. And I have spotted that because the ideas that they brought into it, for example, like in itself, having skills for a mystery or master, what am I talking about here? For the mythic classes is in general a good idea, but it just needs to be handled a bit more. Now, I also mentioned that it makes no sense that this one is scaling of magic damage. It's an assassin, just by logic itself, people are having daggers. They do physical damage. Of course, you're an assassin. You kill people. Usually with blades or knives or daggers or whatever. So I think making it strength would be the best idea. And also in another counter idea that I have, if we go into the stats here, make this mythic. So my idea was right now it's 20% melee, 20% magic damage, and something with health. I don't know how much, like 20 or 40%. I don't know, probably 20. My idea was do 60% melee damage and then some HP, like 40%. And create a counterpart class, like the Monarch or just some other class, whatever, and make that magic, right? Like 60% magic damage, 40% health, so on and so forth. Maybe add some cooldown. You can add cooldown to both. But that makes much more sense. It's a mythic. And right now, the legendary tank is better than the mythic assassin. So that makes no sense, right? Absolutely no sense. I mentioned that as well. There were also a few ideas that I had on how to fix the damage itself. One of them was actually said by a few people from the community, including myself as well, that one level gives you more available points. Right now you get 2 points per level, but adding it to 3 or 4 might make more sense because in the future you want to do the damage and more survivability when you go into higher dungeons or red portals. You can also buff the percentage of how much each strength or each stat point gives. As of now, I don't know the numbers, but Zoot wanted to hook me up with one of the developers that built this and also does the balancing. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not, and I can't talk too much about it yet because it's nothing really official yet. But what I can say is I've been trying to get to the official team for quite some time for various reasons. One of the reasons is that I'm being messaged sometimes like, hey man, we need your help, I need your help, what do you think of this, what do you think of that? And I'm happy, more than happy to work on this, really more than happy. I do consider them my friends. I think Zoot is my actual real friend. I know the other guys like Molt and stuff, but they're not like my friends. We just talk sometimes, but Zoot, I do consider myself a friend. And I also think I'm a friend to him because we actually partnered up in a sense, on Roblox games before he actually blew up with this game. So I already had full on my 100% trust on his games before. Even Elemental Dungeons and anything in between. Before this game was actually made, I was already really good with Zoot, and we had a lot of things. He knows a lot about my private life. I know a lot about his private life, and we just know each other quite well, and that's why I consider him a friend. But being part of being an actual friend means also saying the truth. And that's what I've always been doing. Many people have been sucking up to him and saying oh, everything's great. Can we have this? Can we have that? But I actually care about that guy in a sense of where I say that, man, how are you doing? You need to get more rest. And you also don't always have to overwork yourself so much. And when there's an update, he's going to get my honest opinion. I do not BS people around anything. If I think a specific part of an update sucks, I will mention that. And that's why I went forward and talk to him about the issues that the game currently has. Now, another issue that the game has that I feel was that the power cells were nerfed. You don't get as many power cells. It takes a long time to actually level up your items, and that needs to be reverted as well. I mentioned that to him as well, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to bring that or brought that into the conference. Now, it is hard to really get in touch with Zoot and the people because we all know that they have so much stuff to do. That's why I wanted to be part of the official team, because I think communication might actually be a little bit better, because I would have a specific role on the Discord server. I would also get that's the stuff that I asked for, getting a channel where we just are us and where we can talk to about, rebalancing the game. Right now, I think the game is very chaotic. The biggest part of that is because everybody, there are a lot of people working on this project. It's not Zoot just working on it. I think it's mainly actually Molt, and there's some other developers that are working on this project, and it feels like everything seems so chaotic. Everybody is very skilled. These guys are extremely skilled, really. All of these developers are skilled, but everybody seems to have a different mindset towards the game, how the game should feel like. And even the alpha testers, they're good at testing, but they're not good at balancing. Everybody says something else, and everybody does this and that, and in the end, these updates, they happen that, like the one that we had previously, where the shell looks really, really interesting, everything looks really, really nice, but the shell looks really bad, but the core looks really nice, but the shell, it was so overcrowded and clouded by that one change that we all got weaker with swords, or I still don't have the numbers, so I don't know if it's just swords, but we definitely got weaker, and a lot of things were nerfed, and I get the idea behind it, but it was a hard nerf. It wasn't a soft nerf where you say okay, sword is gonna do, I think we could all appreciate if we did 10 or 15% less damage, but now people actually struggle at earlier stages, and that will hurt the all over CCU of this game. It will hurt, and people will leave. I've seen a retention. I've seen people leaving since the last update, and we're not talking about a small number. We're talking from 40 to 60,000 concurrent players, even at updates being so much higher, to, I don't know, I have no idea, a lot. Right now, usually the game had, or it used to have, at least to 20 to 30,000 players. Let me check how much it actually has now since the last update. So 14,000. That's more than 50% of people leaving. And I said that to Zoot, and I said, dude, this is damage control now. This is absolute damage control, and we gotta work on this. We gotta work on this, and it's not hard either. The idea behind it is, don't piss people off. Get people interesting things, make them happy with some codes. We all would appreciate some gem codes. None of you would sit here and say, you know what? I don't want a code that gives us 1.5k 2,000 or something gems. Everybody would want that. And we've seen that it worked, because in the last admin abuse, people were amazed by it. Everybody loved it. So why not do more for the community? Because here's the thing, guys, and this is what some developers, I'm not saying that Zoot or Mold and stuff, that they don't know this, but if you hurt the community, you hurt your income. Developers do it out of two reasons. One of them is passion, which I'm pretty sure all of them have, otherwise, because it's a really dark and itty-gritty business as far as I've seen, and money. And this is fine. This is totally fine. Developers are supposed to earn money if they make good games that the community enjoys. But if you see the updates like the previous one, and you see where you have a retention of at least 10 to 15,000 people actually losing interest in the game because what they have built for is being nerfed, I wonder who is in charge of the balancing here. And when I talked to Zoot, it felt like that even they really didn't know what was going on. And this is something why I think I would have been a great addition to the team, because I know what the community wants. I know what you guys want, because you know what? I am that community as well. I am that type of person too. I know what I want in a good game. And why not just give that to the people? What? I mean, okay, so let me ask you this. Simple question. Why would you actively do something to hurt your player base? Why? There is no reason behind that last nerf. Literally no reason behind it. Just because some people said, oh, it's too easy? Okay, then nerf the end game. But not the entire game. I said that, for example, one of my ideas that I brought forward is, make the game as hard as it is for me now, but at like level 900 or 1000. You know, red gates, portals. Endgame can still be tweaked later on. But right now, everybody is suffering. The entire game. Everybody is suffering. So, for me personally, this needs to be changed. And it is, and it will, which is good. But it's maybe too late. Because I thought, I truly, honestly believe that I can help and that I can save, but it's just so difficult. Communication is a little lacky. These are all good guys, really, don't get me wrong. Good people, really good people. And I'm not trying to talk the game bad. In fact, I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm like, guys, you gotta wake up. Really wake up from whatever sleep that you guys are in and do things for the community, because the community, right now, this is the best perfect example. If the community is leaving, all of this work is for nothing. And I don't understand why some people just don't want to believe that. I'm not talking that Zoot or anybody isn't believing that. But there's certainly something going on in their team where the communication totally lacks. It feels like, for me personally, it feels like that the game is being sabotaged. I told Zoot that as well, because I don't know who's in charge of all of this. I don't know. I really don't know. But it feels like somebody's actively sabotaging the game. And you can see it by people leaving. The game has 14,000 players right now, at a time where it used to have 20 to 30,000. And these 15,000 people that left was in 7 days. Isn't that insane? Isn't that amazing? In 7 days, the game has lost 50% of the concurrent player count. That is massive. This is so bad. This is not good. This doesn't look good. Now, I always believe in the positives. I really do. I think that with the right next update, the next update will... we don't know if the fate is already over. Like, if the game is already at its max. I don't know. I can't say. But the next update will definitely choose over the community if they're going to stay or if they're going to go. They messed up twice. It's not even like I'm not calling anybody, like everybody knows this. It was a mess up, but it was kind of like disguised as a mess up because the actual core idea of it was actually pretty good. Like I said, I'm trying to convince people that the last update wasn't actually that bad. There was one thing or two things that were actually not that good, but everything else that was added was actually really, really good. And I'm not even including the codes with that. But other than that, I do believe that people still believe in it. That people really do. I can see the same patterns that Elemental Dungeons had back in the day. I can see the patterns, which is really not good, which is sad because these guys are actually really good people. They're really nice people. They are very working hard. I think I've never seen anybody working as hard as Zoot does in this entire thing. There's only one person that works as hard as Zoot, and that is me. Look at my channel, 1,600 videos without fame, okay? So... this is why I understand the hustle. This is why I understand the work that goes into this content creation, because basically these guys do content creation as well, just differently. Do I think that this is a savable project? Yes. I think the community is awesome for it. Really, really cool people. We do have another update that is planned, which is called Igris, which is on the Monday, on the 16th of February. I will be streaming this. I'm really interested if they're gonna, because there were also a lot of shadow nerfs that were happening to this game, which was a little, you know, not really that good. But I think this game is definitely savable, and it's just at its start. Many people are interested in this game, and it is very much so savable. I really, really hope that the development team, the staff team, is actually going to think about this and see if we can turn this thing around. I'm more than willing. You know, here's also another thing. I said that I'll do it for free. I haven't asked for any money ever. I did get a donation once by Zood that was out of his own terms, completely. I've never asked him for or anybody. You've seen me in my last stream how uncomfortable I get when somebody donates money to me, or like the memberships, because I'm not used to that. I usually just work for my own money if I can. If I'm not sick right now, I'm sick, so I can't. But that is all, you know, I usually get really uncomfortable. Even with presents on my birthday, I usually don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it as some other people would. So yeah, I'm not asking for money. I'm doing this out of the good of my heart, and I'm doing this out of the care for their projects. And I really hope that this will eventually make sense and that we can turn the ship around. That was my proposition. Of course, they can decline it. They can say, no, we don't want it. I won't be hurt about it. This is just a proposition that I made. I think I have already put a lot of time and work into this project, and the things that, for example, in update 2 a few days ago that were good, a lot of this was put in my Trello. The Monarch class that they wanted to release, that's also in the Trello. There's a lot of ideas in this game already that come from the Trello itself. The crafting, there's a lot of ideas. Anyways, actually, the crafting I'm not so sure about, but everything else, there's a lot of changes. Especially the scythe that they quickly nerfed again right after they made it good. Anyways, yeah. We will see. The time will be open. We will see what they will go for in the end. I will definitely let you guys know if I will be accepted into the team or not. This was a longer video of 17 minutes, which I'm going to upload unedited as usual, so you see that there's no cuts and changes in it. And thank you very much for watching and still for sticking around, commenting. I do read every single comment that you guys throw on me. Can't always fully reply to everybody depending on how much time I have and how much my sickness actually allows it. But I do enjoy this. This is my dream. This is what I've been working on for years, and I will not stop. And I might be from an unk to a grandpa. I'll be doing this when I'm 60, if I get that old. But if I will be doing this. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.